Alright, so in today's video, I want to go over like every tip that you need for solo queuing. I want to talk about everything that you should do, along with like what the best ops are for attack and defense to have a higher chance at actually winning. So if you guys do enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like, be sure to comment, and let me know what other tip videos you want. I love doing these, but let's get into it. Now, as somebody who has solo queued to champion before, it is awful. I would recommend that you do not solo queue, and that you play in some sort of stack, even if it's a duo, trio, whatever it may be. However, if you do solo queue, one of the biggest things you have to do is push with your team. Now, Siege is such a team-reliant game, because you want to be able to pick the right operators, play off each other, get each other's refrags, have someone drone you in. So you want to try and incorporate that into your solo queue match. That's what I mean, right? So let's say, for example, we're attacking kitchen bomb site, and I notice that my entire team is going for a back push. But let's say I want to go for a front push. Let's say I'm like, all right, this will be way easier. They have nothing set up in here, and they have the entire backside set up. You should still push with your team, no matter what you're doing. If you see a group of people or your team going for a specific push, even if you don't like it, you should always push with them. This is why. Like I mentioned earlier, being able to play off your team is huge because, one, it gives the defenders more people to have to shoot at. It allows you to even drone in your teammates, which I'll get to in a little bit. You know, sending drones in, there's more people there. It allows you to play off your team more. So you, for example, like we're trying to kill somebody out of here. This guy swings one of my teammates with a shotgun. He gets killed, and then I get the refrag. I instantly kill this guy here. You are able to do that when you actually push your team solo queuing, even if it's a stupid-ass push. You have a higher chance of actually winning the round. So, as much as it is actually terrible, because, trust me, I know solo queue teammates go for the worst pushes ever. Just try and play off your team as much as you possibly can. Alright, now this next tip applies to defense and attack. I want to say more on attack, but still absolutely applies to defense. When the round starts, or when you're picking your operator, if you want the highest chance of actually winning, like I mentioned earlier, ops, like bringing the right ops, bringing the right utility, can help win a round significantly, which is why playing in a stack is a lot easier to win, because you can tell your teammates who to go for a specific strat. Can't do that solo queuing. I mean, sure, you could talk in game chat, but if you're on console, fucking 99% of the time, no one uses fucking game chat. PC people do, but they're not going to listen. So what you want to do, if you genuinely want to win, and you find yourself to be a pretty skilled player on most ops, is sit here and just wait. Just look at what your team brings. For example, I noticed my team is deciding they are not going to bring a hard breach. That is when I would wait, see if anyone brings it, and then I will switch to an ace, thermite, whatever it may be, whatever we need for that round. By sitting there and waiting and not sprinting to insta-lock Ash, insta-lock Buck, insta-lock fucking Finka or something, you know what I mean? If you want your highest chance of winning, try and have the best team composition that you possibly can have, bro. I promise you it will help you a lot. Because, bro, like, the amount of times people do not bring hard breach is so fucking annoying, and then I'm on ace. I don't mind playing ace because I have an AK-12, so that's fine by me. I'll play ace, but I'm not gonna rant about solo queuing. Holy shit, I'm getting mad right now just thinking about it. But y'all know what I mean. And the same thing goes on defense. If I'm on defense and I'm looking at the ops and we have nobody to make fucking rotates, take somebody with a secondary shotgun. We have no barbed wire or no traps to slow people down, take a trap operator. Take somebody with barbed wire. We have no wall denial, take a bandit, Cade. You know, do something along those lines to try and fill in your team's composition. Alright, now the next tip is going to be if you're on defense when you're solo queuing. You have got to always pay attention for gaps that open up. Now, gaps open up even if you're 5 stacked, but it's a lot easier to communicate with the team when you see a gap open up. Let me just explain what a gap is. Imagine, like, I'm playing right here by white stairs. I have a teammate playing, like, on the door over here. A teammate playing in, like, attic. And then I have, like, a teammate playing in, like, let's say, his dorms, right? As of right now, basically everything is covered. If someone comes from a certain way, we will know. However, if I leave this area like this and go over here, there's now a gap in our defense to where the attack can kind of just take that and take the site. So in solo queuing, that opens up a lot because people cannot communicate on what they're holding, what they're going to do, stuff like that. So what I always do is I will always pay attention to where my teammates are at. If I notice that there is so many people over here, even though like I plan to sit right here and say like fucking mute shotgun, but like my entire team is playing attic, inside games, inside fucking trophy, right? I'll rotate to somewhere where we need somebody to be playing. This will help you win so many more rounds because you won't have gaps like this be open. Now you can close the gap easily with barbed wire or a prox alarm, because once you know that somebody's there, you can rotate to that later in the round. But still, it's just better to have a body by a certain area so you can react off of that intel, like the barbed wire, like the prox alarms, stuff like that. So just always pay attention to where there is a gap in your defense, and pay attention mid-round too, because a lot of times people do move around, right? I could be playing right here, my teammate is getting shot at over here, and then I go and play over here and try and help him, right? And that's fine, but you want to make sure that you have somebody or some sort of util over there. Now, this also kind of happens on attack too. Like if I have certain people watching a certain area, if you don't bring like util or something, like a nomad or gridlock, and no one's watching a certain area, always pay attention for that too. If you have like 5 people watching the same angle, pay attention to what angle people are watching. Because if I'm attacking and I am like literally just watching this right here, and then my teammate's just watching this, and then like we have like the breach, and my teammate is just watching this door right here, but nobody's watching at it because we all think somebody else is watching that. Like, pay attention for that. Look at where your teammates are holding, what they're doing, and it will help you win more rounds even on attack. Now, the next tip is going to be to like just try and drone your teammates in. Like, when I solo queue, I look at solo queuing like I'm playing with a fucking idiot. Like I'm playing with one of my IRL friends who know nothing about the game and who need a helping hand and somebody to assist them. That's the way I look at my solo queue teammates, right? So, going into each round, I'm going to fully believe that they're not going to drone. So, you'll have a higher chance. Like I said, you're going to do this if you want to win. We're not going to do this because we enjoy playing Siege, because we're having fun. No. Our goal is to win. So, if we solely want to win, we are going to try and join your teammates in, right? Like, imagine my teammates are pushing this way, like we're going for main breach, gonna take trophy. Bro, just send the drone in. Most likely your teammate's not gonna drone. And if you could drone in, for example, for your teammates, although you might not be able to talk to them, maybe we can if you're on PC. Just hit one of the keys that you have key binded to it, talk to them. If you're on console, it's probably not gonna happen. People don't talk game chat. So if you could drone in for your teammate, even red pinging, yellow pinging, something, it is much better to try and help your teammate who is brain dead, who's probably not going to drone. Get them intel like I'm doing right here. Oh, he's right here. Or red ping him, right? You'll have a much higher chance of winning that round if you're trying to help your teammates as much as you can. And not just be very, like, oh, fuck my team. I'm going to go and take Ash and frag out. That's what I do sometimes. I'm not going to lie to you. But, like I said, if you actually want to win, just drone your teammates out more. You'll have, it's also good for you because you're getting that intel too, because you're going to be taking that map control too. But try and do it ahead of your teammates, if that makes sense. Now, the next tip is to never, ever rely on your solo queue teammates to have droned out an area. Now, this is very important. The amount of times, oh my god, this is insane. The amount of times that I will have a teammate be sitting in the most insane area. Like, for example, my teammate could be playing inside of armory like this, and I'll assume that this hallway is clear. It's not clear. It's not clear till you drone it out. Let me just say that, because the amount of times that like I'll look at a teammate and be like, oh, he's right there, like it's clear. It's not clear. I walk over here, get fucking fried. My teammate's just sitting there not doing anything. Like, so the way to fix this is to always drone yourself. Never rely on your teammates to assume that they're droning. And just always try and pretend like you don't know if that's clear. Never assume anything. Just always assume it's not clear until you clear it out yourself. Now, what are some of my favorite solo queue operators that I would recommend and why? This is very simple. Let's start off with attack. Ace, you always need somebody to go for the wall. So playing Ace is great because, like I said, people just do not like to play hard breach. So, and you have an AK, so it's great. You can open the wall and you can frag out with Ace. 0, you can solo queue at 0, and it's very, very good because you have 6 cameras, so you get basically like unlimited intel. You can always shoot cameras into the site real quick, check something. You don't have to drone. You can leave up flank cams. You have a hard breach device. You have a camera that you can shoot from below that can get like cades and bandits off the wall from shooting them from below, and then you use your hard breach device to open it up. You have a great gun. You're a 3-speed. You have a Gon 6, like a secondary for clearing like shields and barbed wire and any type of utility. He's just an amazing solo queue operator because of all the information that you can get. Striker, another great solo queue operator. You can kind of adapt to whatever your team is not bringing, along with kind of be there for like backup. Like if, for example, my dumbass teammate is playing Thermite and decides to run out and get spawn peeked, I have a hard reach device. I can still get the wall. Our plan is not chalked, right? Or someone decides they're not going to play Thatcher. I bring an EMP, right? So you can kind of just like flex to your solo queues push and just do a lot with him. You can bring nades. You can bring whatever you want, whatever you need for that push. Plus, you have an amazing gun and you have a secondary shotgun. So it's like you can bring util, make rotates if you need to. He's just an amazing solo queue operator. Now for some defenders. Melusi, amazing solo queue operator. You have 4 Melusi Banshees, and you have a secondary shotgun, and you have impacts. So you can make rotates. You don't have to rely on your teammates. You can place them around the map, around the site, and you don't have to rely on a teammate to watch a certain area, because, like I said earlier with the gaps, you can close gaps with this. You'll hear if somebody's pushing that area because they'll hit the Banshee. So you don't have to worry about, like I said, teammates watching certain areas. Plus, you have an MP5K or an MP5, like, who doesn't want an MP5? Legion, the same reason. T5, amazing weapon. Secondary shotgun to make rotates, and a good trap operator to, know if someone's in that area. Just any trap operator is really good in solo queue. But these are like my favorite because you can make rotates. Doc, another great operator. You can literally be a tank. Do everything you want for your team. Take all the gunfights, heal your teammates. You have barbed wire. You have a bailiff for rotates. You can do everything on your own. You do not have to rely on your teammates to do anything. Making rotates is one of the most important things on defense, like being able to set up site properly. So when you don't have to rely on your teammates to help you with that, it makes it a lot better. Little extra one, Valk. Having Valk cams allows you to not have to ask your teammates if somebody is in a certain area. You can kind of set up those cams around what you want to know and what, hold you want to do. If you want to go roam from below, you don't have to ask a teammate if somebody's in that room. You have a Valk cam. So it's also really good for your teammates to watch even later on, like if you die or if they die. So Valk is a very, very good solo queue operator. Plus, you have you have a good weapon. You have an MPX. You have a C4, a Deagle. She's a great operator. Let me know what you guys think. Hopefully, this does help. I think if you follow what I said, you will win a lot more solo queue games. Solo queuing is fucking terrible. I'd recommend not solo queuing. Please do not solo queue. But if you have to do everything I just said, you'll be chilling. I love you. Let me know what other tips you want. Mwah.